welcome to the Epic Dad Show. This is your host, Fraser Cameron, coming to you from hot, fantastic Rome. And when in Rome, do as the Romans do. So right now, back in the apartment in the early to mid-afternoon, enjoying the air conditioning, having explored the Spanish Steps again this morning. It was one of my highlights the previous times I've been to Rome. So we went there again with the family. We got up early and got there before everyone else. And it was epic. There was only about 10 or 15 people on the Spanish Steps. So we got to relax and enjoy the moment. And that's what it's all about. I want to share with you today a very quick story about what we did for my mother-in-law's 69th birthday in Tuscany recently. We searched out a vineyard. We wanted to go and have a wine tour and then a nice meal. Something a little bit different, right? Something just stretching the boat out a little bit and saying thank you to the mother-in-law for all that she's done for us, and also saying thank you for coming over and visiting us, right? She brought with her sister-in-law, so it was cool. So we had the two ladies, and they spent 10 days with us, and they're now off on a tour, but they're coming back to see us when we head back to France in a few days, which will be cool. So we went to this wine tour, and the guy that greeted us turns out to be the son of the owner of this winery and vineyard, Baracci Wines in Tuscany. It was literally stunning, beautiful. There was accommodation there. It was on a hilltop overlooking the beautiful rolling Tuscan hills. Absolutely sensational, right? Beautiful spot. And there was a falcon there, which is significant for the winery, that was overlooking everything, just sitting there on its stand, and absolutely stunning, right? So the guy took us through how they make the wine. He showed us all the vineyards, talked us through what they do to go through the fermentation process, and talked us through and showed us all their facilities and walked us through that. And it was really quite special. And then half an hour later, we went back for a bit of wine tasting of the wine that we'd just seen being made. They make 14 different types of wine there, a relatively smallish, boutique-ish winery, but quite special. And he asked my wife to get up and put an apron on and gave her this massive big machete, right? And it was for decorking the sparkling wine variety that they had. It's one of their premier wines. Absolutely amazing, right? And it was for flicking it off in one smooth motion. Right, and so she did this, and I was busy trying to capture it on video and ended up taking photos of something else and not capturing it on video. But that's beside the point, because we experienced the memories. My kids were laughing. The mother-in-law thought it was golden, right? So here we were enjoying this, and then afterwards we got to taste the wine. The kids had a little sip, and the four of us adults got a glass. And this glass tasted better than a €500 bottle of champagne. And I'll tell you why. Because we'd seen the journey that it goes through to become this amazing wine that it was. We'd seen what it is that had to happen. We'd seen some of the labor that went into it. We'd seen some of the expertise and brilliance and superpowers that go into picking the right things, into turning it just enough times a day, into what all these other things that they do that I didn't know that they did, that just makes it stand out, right? And this wine was sensational. I have no doubt that if I hadn't seen the process, if I hadn't talked with this guy who was so passionate about his family wines, it wouldn't have tasted anywhere near as good. And it just shows you, right? Whilst the destination's important, the journey's even more so. The journey that those grapes went through to create that wine, the journey that we went through in order to get the tasting of the wine at the end of it, made the wine so much better. And then after that, we had an amazing meal in their restaurant. The guy that took us on a tour, his mother was the chef, just completing an amazing family circle, an amazing family journey. And the meal was sensational. Our youngest is a little bit picky when it comes to eating, a little bit of a limited palate, as a lot of 7-year-olds have. But they catered to that. They asked what she wanted, and they made her something especially for her, right? And that is golden. And the wine that they gave us with the meal was all based on what was right to bring out the flavors from the food and everything, right? It was literally sensational. It was an absolute treat. So for me, it raised the experience. The journey made the destination that much better. The destination of that restaurant and that wine was drastically enhanced by the journey, by enjoying the journey. In fact, I enjoyed the tour through the winery and the vineyard as much, if not more, than the meal itself, right? That was what was special to me. So I want you to take a lesson from that. Embracing the journey, marrying the journey and the destination is fundamental. It means you get to have the best of both worlds. Don't miss out on embracing the journey because you're so worried about the destination. Yes, outputs are important. It's key to focus on outputs and strip away unnecessary inputs. But don't forget to embrace the journey, because it's the journey that gives us the lessons. It's the journey that gives us the memories and the experiences. It's the journey that helps us to grow. It's the journey that gives us that gold. It's the journey that allows us to live an epic life. So I want you to think about how you can better embrace your journey, how you can better embrace the steps along the path for you. Marrying the journey and the destination is where the gold is. Go all in to marry those two together, and you will instantly and epically enhance your life. Give it a bash. And then tomorrow I'm going to talk to you about the Colosseum, one of my favorite places to go to in the world, one of my favorite iconic places to go to. And then what we're doing the day after that. It's a special day for our family, especially for my wife and I. And we're doing something extra special to mark that special day. So tune in to find out what that is. But please marry the destination and the journey. Don't have one without the other. Have them both, and it will enhance all that you do. Can't wait to catch up with you again soon. We're popping down to an epic little cafe gelateria on the corner that serves some Sicilian specialties, and I can't wait. Italian coffee rocks, as do their pastries, as do their gelato and their granita. So I'm going to embrace that, because once the trip to Italy ends, it's back on my more strict diet that allows me to perform at my best physically. But I'm embracing it, I'm enjoying it, because it's all part of the journey. Talk soon. This is me from Rome saying, when in Rome, do as the Romans do. Ciao for now.